This is the Maserati that makes sense. The 2026 Grecale Modena, the sensible one. Every Maserati before it asked you to be a little reckless. This one asks you to be smart instead. So the real question was never whether it is fast enough. It was whether the badge is worth the money. From behind it, plays it cool. Wide shoulders, low roof, nothing shouting. In profile you see it, a coupe pretending to be practical. Up front, that famous grille does the talking. Subscribe now. By the end, you will know if this is the smart Maserati or a costly mistake. For now, look at how restrained it is. Aggression, with the volume turned down, quietly confident, and dressed for real life. That trident has always promised drama. Here it whispers it, and somehow that works. 3 vents on the flank, and the name of this trim, Modena. Details like these are where the money quietly went. Open the door, and the argument for this car changes completely. This is where a Maserati still looks like a Maserati, long after the spec sheet stops mattering. Soft leather on the doors, metal that feels cold to the touch, stitching that lines up. The seats hold you like a proper sports car should, wrapped in leather with the trident stamped into the headrest. In front of you, 2 screens stacked into one command center. A crisp digital cluster, 12.3 inches, the driver at the heart of it. Everything you touch here is trying to remind you what you paid for. The main screen is sharp and modern, though the menus take a week to learn. Below it, a second display runs the climate and the clock, an old Maserati signature. The console is clean, the shifter gone, replaced by simple buttons. It feels calm in here, expensive but calm, a grown-up sort of Maserati. Look up and the mood shifts again. A panoramic roof pours daylight over everyone and the cabin suddenly breathes. Back to those seats, contrast stitching, clean lines, a quiet kind of luxury. None of it shouts, all of it costs, restraint, sold back to you as sophistication. In the back, there is real room for 2 adults and just enough for a third on shorter trips. The doors open wide, the leather continues back here, and nobody in this row feels like an afterthought. It is genuinely usable space, which matters, because this is meant to be the daily Maserati, exactly what most buyers actually need. The one you take to work, not just to the track, a Maserati you can finally justify to yourself. The trident sits dead center of the wheel, and the whole dash tilts toward the driver. Stitched by hand, or made to look it, either way, the cabin outshines its German rivals. And that trident again, the oldest promise in the business. At the rear, slim lights stretch across an elegant tail. From this angle, it looks worth every penny it asks. Grecale, named after a Mediterranean wind and shaped to look every bit as quick. Open the tailgate though, and the sensible story hits its first real limit. 19 cubic feet back here, less than a plain BMW X3 gives you. One number the sensible pitch cannot hide. Fine for a weekend away, tight for a growing family's big shop. Practicality was never quite the point here. Sensible, it turns out, only stretches so far. Everything you really want from this car is right here. This is the Maserati SUV that most buyers should actually get and mean it. It starts near $84,500, and that buys a proper twin-turbo 6. 385 horsepower, though a BMW X3 matches that for $20,000 less. There is one catch. Maseratis lose value fast, so buy it to keep and let the first owner take the hit. On the Auto TV score, it lands at 9.1, and if you want the wild one, the Trofeo review is next.